Part 11, Hell Act 1. Now it's time to do it all over again for the third time and test the ultimate challenges. Hell is where everything now gets an immunity, and most single elemental based characters start having a lot of issues. In addition to immunities, mobs become a lot more stronger and tougher to take down. The transition from Nightmare Players 8 to Hell Players 8 is a huge leap, and many people are not prepared for it. Some additional farming in Nightmare may be required for progressing. Bloodraven can be a huge pain because the zombies around her are lightning immune, which will be a great hindrance for your lightning traps. Here I used Mind Blast to get her cornered and keep throwing out Fire Blast. Unfortunately, even an Insighted Mercenary can't keep my mana up for this, and I need to go back and grab more potions. Thankfully, keeping Bloodraven in one spot with Mind Blast is doing the trick. It will take some time though, but at least you aren't chasing her all over the map. Whenever you can, also throw out some death sentries. If any zombies around her die from Fire Blast, the extra corpse explosion damage can help, although it doesn't take into account for the full life of Players 8 mobs. Remember that Bloodraven is not required and can sometimes be more of a pain to deal with and is usually just skipped, but it is a great way to test yourself against certain bosses and situations. Also, it requires a lot of patience. Always be careful of the mobs in Tristram, as some of them can really pack a punch. Griswold is physical immune, which means my mercenary won't be able to tank and survive off him. I also found out he is not affected by Mind Blast knockback, so it will be a little bit more problematic trying to deal with him. I keep applying lower resist and throw out traps and Fire Blast, and still save Tony by the skin of his butt cheeks so I don't have to revive him. But overall, Tristram was a mess to deal with. Remember not to get overwhelmed, as the damage will be falling off a bit to the high amounts of life the mobs have. So take your time and take down each mob individually. I go back to Nightmare to farm up a bit and find Immortal King's boots at Shank. Although it won't replace my Nat's boots, it's still pretty awesome. We head back to Hell. The Smith was fairly easy to deal with, especially with being able to use Mind Blast to permastun him, unlike Griswold. Hell Andariel. Always remember the best practices with bosses from the previous difficulties. Load up on antidotes for Andariel. Even though we gave Tony all the antidotes, he is still no match for Andariel. This is pretty normal for most mercenaries. The poison damage is just too much. I use lower resistance and circle her around the lightning sentries while throwing out some fire blasts. Shockweb is still okay for this one too, as it covers a bigger area, but being able to aim fire blast can be a bit more beneficial as she is weak to fire. And Andariel drops a boatload of goodies. Mavina's battle gauntlets being one of them, and a decent pair of rare boots. Enjoyed the video? Make sure to like and subscribe to the channel for more videos. Playing along? Post a comment below of your findings so far. Or you can watch live at twitch.tv/AlaraShade.